Good morning, shut-ins.
Yo.
How's everyone doing today? I'm assuming good.
Yo.
Good morning, Lady J.
JT, Adam, Gregory, Yahoo. What does that mean, Gregory? Gary.
Gary is saying Yahoo. Maybe he's happy.
Yeah.
That's like
Excuse me. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning, Kathleen. Took me a while to get it right. I just be guessing people's names.
So Kathleen had come on the show early on. She does recommendations. She helps people with the certifications and recertifications.
I need mine done.
And I was just talking with her this morning about that.
I need mine, because mine is about 2 years old. It expired. And I can't get no weed.
And Nick the intern needs his.
As everybody noticed, we look brighter because we have a son now. Son's what
Yeah, but
light.
don't you look good though? Don't you? You look good. I probably look washed out someplace. I probably need to turn mine down a little bit. I was trying to add some to. You want a gummy?
We got a whole sun full of life. I feel like I'm bathing. Don't eat more than 40. You gonna be.
That is from Hempt, which is
Pissing out.
Ralph Greenberg's shop.
Pissing out vitamin C all
Up
day.
in a town that begins with an A, and if he's watching, he can mention it in the comments. Good morning, Heather Marie. Morning, Jay.
Good morning.
Morning, Cheryl.
Avro.
Is Avro on there?
Avro gets my singing good morning. What's up, my dog? That's I can't think of his name right now. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'll just say Eric, man. What's up? I know you.
So we actually have a really cool show today. So Grant, let's keep smoking out. Grant Smith is coming on for a little bit, and then Tonya is coming on.
Tonya.
I always enjoy it when Tonya comes on, and we should probably for once kick off the contest thing right away.
Got a nice view of these, huh? These are money makers right here.
Don't like it. No, sir.
Make some good dollars off of these. Whoever knew chicken eggs could be worth so much? Whoever knew that Chris Almeida's chicken eggs would just turn out to just make a living. What they call them, the golden eggs? These are the golden eggs. The golden eggs. FYI, I need a effing hug. Well, I can't give you a hug, Lady J. Sorry. Give you a virtual hug.
What? Create a clip of your stream.
Melissa.
That is pretty badass.
Good morning, me, Melissa.
All right, what's our goals for today?
How are you today? And good morning. Did you like my singing, April? Share till I couldn't share no more.
Interesting. Who said what? Who said that?
That's what 100 per egg for Mike to eat for charity. Good cause.
Heather Marie.
It's a great cause, right?
Good morning, Heather Marie.
It is a great cause.
So yeah, Grant Smith is going to come on in about, I think about 10 minutes or so. Because I'm smart these days. Instead of telling him 10:15, and then I start the show late, and then he's waiting. Oh, but that reminds me. I need to give some people a Zoom link. So welcome everyone if you're watching. So there's a few things, and maybe, I don't know if Heather Marie, I'm going to put her on the spot here, but we still have a charitable thing going. By the way, and I talked to you about this already. So we have a charity thing going on. If you donate money, what we're doing is we're using all that money to go
Did I brush
towards
my teeth this morning?
farm shares to support local farmers, and then we're going to take those farm shares and we're going to give it to.
I brushed my teeth this morning.
Do you need to? Go ahead.
My breath.
Go for it. It's kicking.
No, I'm gonna bang it out today, but you know.
The lesson learned for tomorrow. Always brush your teeth.
My breath stank. Who wanna give me a kiss? My teeth still white though. Yeah, I'm kind of mad I didn't brush my teeth this morning. I forgot. My bad, y'all. So my breath stinking through the mic. Just cover your nose while you listen. Just cover your nose.
All right, let's bring up. It's always interesting when I bring up people's titles from like the last time that they were on, and then I remember like what happened last time that they were on.
Oh man, give him some of that CBD gum from Mary Palmer. I don't think gum really helps with your breath.
Who said that though? It was Lady J. Well, it does temporarily, but you know, you want to clean your mouth, right? I'm gonna have one of these gummies too. These are good gummies. I don't know why they're so good. They taste like an orange popsicle. Oh, so the farm somebody tried to break into the farm. Somebody tried to break into Healthy Futures Farms. They tried to break into the farm stand. The farm that all it does is make food for people and like loses money. They don't actually really make money on. They don't make money on the farm that I know of. Farmers don't make money.
Into the farm.
Somebody tried to break into the farm and steal like the little bit of stuff that they had locked up in the farm stand.
That's crazy.
So we're actually going after the show to help Avril, if we can, like fix the door and the passage set. And it's crazy though.
Who went after who would try to rob the farm? That's stupid.
There's not even like vegetables in there, and I don't know. But it just sucks because the little bit that they have, if they try to lock up in places, I know that's one of the places, like, like, it was just stupid that people are trying to steal their stuff.
Wow. Some weird stuff has been going on lately.
Like,
There's some very weird stuff. People getting sabotaged on the show. Now the farm. Oh, April said she wasn't going to tell anybody.
oh, sorry. It's just messed up. That's why you need to support the farm, and there's still a few farm shares left. Harvest is starting anytime now. So if you donate money to the thing, and eventually I think it'll come up in the chat, you'll see the link. If you donate to the thing, the first farm that we're supporting is Healthy Futures Farms and Nate and Avril's farm. There it is. For some reason, my stuff today, I can't... I guess I'll just get rid of it. Usually I have a little thing where I can actually pin the stuff up, and I can't. But, yeah, it's just really messed up. So people out there, there's two ways that you can help to support the farm. One is you can donate to the charity, because all that money, first and foremost, is going to the farm for their farm shares. When they run out of farm shares, we'll hit up other farms for their farm shares. And then all of those farm shares are going to people who need.
Yo, that's crazy. Whoever decides.
So you can either just buy, if you want a farm share just
Clearly
for your family
somebody.
or for you,
It's just a hate.
hit up Healthy Futures Farms and buy a farm share off of them, and that'll help. If not, if you don't need it, then donate anything to the charity. And then the charity thing is cool. It's a charitable effort where I'm not an official charity. We're just giving that money to the local farmers and then bringing them over, bringing the food over to people that need it. If for every dollar that gets donated to the thing, then it's an entry for some really cool prizes, including some awesome Jordans from Jolly Vape Shop, I believe is the name. And if Nick the Intern has been doing his job, then if you click on the donate link there, it should tell you, because we're also going to have something from Hempt as a giveaway in there. And then we're also going to have something from Irva as a giveaway in there, which is cool. Yeah, Heather Marie, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm not sure why I can't pin it. I apologize, everyone. But it's up there. Scroll up and you'll find it. There it is now again. So yeah, that's messed up. You want to support local businesses. Here's your
Crazy.
Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Support the farm. They can.
Can't believe somebody would do that. Wonder who would try to do that.
I mean, it can also just be somebody just desperate trying to hit up farms, knowing that there might not be there somebody overnight. But as April said, there'll be cameras there. We're going to help out with that too today. So yesterday was the last day somebody can do it without getting caught. Jolly Vapors, thank you, Nick the Intern. And Nick, hit up that. You click on the link too, Nick, so that you can update that donation link with all the cool prizes and our sponsors for that. Sponsors aren't giving us any money. They're just sponsoring to give you cool prizes to encourage you to donate to the thing. But if not, reach out directly to the farm for your own farm share. It's crazy. You get enough food for 4 people every day for a week, every week. So totally hit up Healthy Futures Farms and support them, because they're awesome. I wish I remembered what the rest of Grant's link thing was. He'll be on in a couple minutes. Let's make his title a little bit bigger. What else do we have going on? Let's do the daily contest. Let's kick it off. I'm bad at keeping things moving the way I'd like to. I try, but let's start the contest for today. I'm gonna double check real quick, but I think we're gonna give away something a little bit different. We're gonna ease up on Nate and Averill. Let's see if I can find it.
Did he leave a shell on these? Look like he left a shell on them.
No, that's like how there's like the weird layer. That's what happens when they're farm fresh eggs. They're not like a sanitized. It's not like a I mean, sanitized is not the right word, but like that's what it is. That's why
he's scared.
At least $100 to eat one of those eggs,
He's scared.
Yeah, no, it's not cool.
I don't understand.
It's not cool. PDFs. I was going to try to show you the even cooler hemp logo. I guess I can try. It's not easy. PDFs are not kind to broadcast. Oh, look at that. It's sort of... I guess I can show it for a second. So, Ralph is really cool over at Hempt. There's his logo. Go find him.
Shout out to Ralph.
Yeah, and he brought us stuff, and actually...
and give away one. Well, maybe.
So he said that we can give away... So that's going to be today's giveaway. We're going to give away... What do you want to give away? Do you want to give away these or these? Not your version of it. I'm saying
whichever whichever. I already tried these, so y'all can have them. I ain't had these yet. Sorry about it. Yeah, these is mine. Yes, they are.
All right, so I'll work it out with Ralph because we at least have an unopened one here just in case
Damn,
he doesn't want
to. Look how bright I look.
That's good, isn't it? I think you look good. Got some nice chocolate tones going. Look at that. I probably look washed out. Before people were saying they couldn't see you, because I put the thing on it to make everything's a little bit darker. It's like it's called a LUT. I put a LUT on it. Give us a little bit of like cinema. Like even look at Kushroom. He looks like he's in a movie.
Yeah,
you look like
the eggs look good too.
You look like you're in a movie.
The eggs look like they ready to be cracked open.
Nah, man, we don't need to rush into that.
Dang, everybody got their stimulus checks, huh? You wouldn't mind donating $1 or $2 from there for one of these lucky eggs to be eaten. Come on now, y'all know. Y'all know. Oh, another football player got in trouble, y'all.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
about what?
Yeah. I don't remember. I need to look it up. I just remember reading about it. Let's see if I can find it. Football player arrested. I don't do this because I'm not to crack on football players. I'll show y'all. Stupid.
Making Grant look great.
So, Washington Redskins. Washington Redskins player was arrested in Colorado. The Washington Redskins player is facing 5 charges, including felony illegal discharge of a firearm following his arrest in Denver suburbs Saturday morning. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says deputies arrested 27-year-old Cody Latimer after responding to a report just after midnight of shots fired inside of an apartment in Inglewood, Colorado. We were aware of the situation and have informed the NFL League office. We will continue to gather more information and have no further comment at this time. Deputies say they found 3 individuals in an apartment at something, I don't know the name of the apartments, with one minor injury unrelated to the gunshot. Lattimore was taken into custody and is also facing charges of second-degree assault, menacing, prohibit use of a weapon, and reckless endangerment. Lattimore posted a $25,000 bond and was released later Saturday morning.
What team did he play for?
Latimer was a wide receiver, joined the Redskins in March after 2 years with the New York Giants and 4 years before that with the Denver Broncos. The sheriff's office says it's continuing investigation. It's our football player of the week.
That's crazy. See, look, I think our lighting looks on this. Maybe not to Grant right now.
I can see every move I make now. I could just make my eyes big. I can see it.
Right, before it just...
see everything. I can't make crazy faces now when people say something funny.
You can. Now we can all enjoy those crazy faces, though. I think that's the thing.
Like at Grant, gotta sit here for another 2 hours before I get going, because they always want to do their little thing. Call me here 30 minutes early, only for me to wait a whole hour just to start the show.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
You know what it does is it puts pressure on me to
That's why I
it
don't.
Does,
that's why I only come on once a week, and some weeks I skip because I do not like the way y'all set up.
Yeah, he's like, this is so unprofessional. He's like, no, he does this so that everyone who watches his show is like, see, this is why we love watching Grant Smith on the Young Jurks, because he's
not bullshitting the whole time.
His show isn't bullshit. This show is bullshit. And we don't know why Grant comes on this show. Let's just start the contest before we go to Grant, though, because otherwise, then Grant's going to do his thing, and then we're starting the contest late. And this way, for the benefit of the people who are watching right now, who are here to see Grant, because people come to see Grant and not us. Let's start the contest. Cool background. Thanks, Scott. Scott, is this your first time watching the show? It's show 56.
Scott Winters.
We've had the same background now for 56 shows.
Scott Winters, do you have a relative named Scott Summers?
That would probably be notable. That would actually be notable if Scott Winters had a cousin named Scott Summers, and then Scott Spring, and then Scott...
There was really 2 girls in my school, in my high school. Well, not my high school, but there was 2 girls in my city who were best friends, and their real names was Winter and Summer. That was their real names. One of them happened to be my cousin's baby mama.
My shirt's a little off today. This tie is not easy to make a good knot with. Okay, so
damn, Scott said that was my first time, and that's the oldest joke ever.
Yeah, Scott Winters, can you imagine what I get with Mike Dube? Can you imagine the jokes I get?
How about B?
Can you even imagine?
Is that next?
Can you even imagine? So let's start the contest. So the contest today is going to be hemped full spectrum dice shaped gummies, which are actually really... I don't mean to take pause like that, but their stuff is really good, like the vitamin C gummies.
It sounds like you want to say something disrespectful.
No, I'm just trying not to sound so flowery. No, they're. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that they're the best I've ever had, because I don't remember. I can't say that honestly, but they're really good.
Hey Ralph, if you in the comments,
no, look,
the fist,
for you to be eating them the way that you were eating them, you ate like serving size is 4. You had
That is an illegal amount
you had an
of
entire, you had 750 milligrams of gummies in like an hour.
Irva, it's an illegal amount because we make money off these eggs. We sell them $100 an egg.
Wait, is he saying Kush Room's illegal?
You want to see? No, he said that is an illegal amount of pickled eggs.
Oh no, it totally is, especially for me. There shouldn't even be.
Cherokee.
All right, so what are we gonna? Let's. Huh.
The country.
All right, so we got to pick something. Man, I'm so wistful about the whole like Sea Animals thing. The Sea Animals thing was just like the best contest ever, and we've never been able to match it yet. All right, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Grant Smith's favorite
look at Grant
sea animal. It's gonna be
nah.
Grant Smith's favorite sea animal. So Grant, I know you can. I know the audio's at least working because Grant was like,
alone.
"What?" Grant's like, "Don't drag me into your. Don't drag me into your stuff."
I am a professional. I don't do this little games y'all be playing. This is not me.
Grant's like, "This is the last time I will be appearing on the show." So it's gonna be Grant
Smith's coming on once a month.
Grant Smith's favorite sea animal. So today you need to tag a friend and guess Grant Smith's favorite sea animal. Could be anything, and you're gonna win. And I'm sure these are expensive because it's 750 milligrams worth of CBD. So no doubt that they're worth quite a bit. And so if you win, it's courtesy of Hemped, and they're really good. And for those of you that know him, Ralph Greenberg is running that shop, and he's a good dude. That all said, finally, you know what? Only making Grant Smith wait 9 minutes might be a record for me. So I do once again apologize. I feel like I always have to apologize to Grant every time he comes on. But I'm so excited because I love it when Grant comes on the show, and everyone else does too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to once again bring you Grant Smith from the Young Jurks. Everyone, make sure you go out and follow Grant out there. And Grant, are you there?
Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
It's so good. So Grant, the reason why I didn't know if you were there or not, like audio-wise, is because you are such a consummate professional. You are literally the only person that has ever come on in 56 episodes now and like didn't say a word. Like my God, my kingdom for more Grant Smiths. Jeez. Ugh. All right. So Grant, we're so happy to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you've been very busy, but there were a couple of things that you thought that you could come and update us on for a few minutes and just check in with us really quickly. So first of all, thanks for coming on, Grant. We really appreciate it.
Anytime. I always enjoy coming on to chat with you guys, get folks up to date. So I think you guys interpret my silence as a negative. I'm just waiting for you to be ready. So never worry there.
No, Grant, we're totally kidding. No, Grant, I am totally serious when I say that you're like I mean, we have a lot of amazing people that come on the show, and they all are providing like their own significant value. But somehow you sort of, even just doing sort of like online streaming stuff, have adopted habits which, you know, normally you have to be in a professional environment for somebody to like, you know, teach you or train you that. So it's amazing to see. And I suppose it should be no surprise because you're an amazing dude. And as far as I'm concerned, you're, even when you're not on the ballots for stuff, you should be Activist of the Year for Massachusetts. I almost want to just come up with our own awards just so that I can give you, like the rest of the awards would just be like, because we'd have to do more different categories. But really, we should just come up with like the Disrupt America Lifetime Achievement Award, and we'll give it to Grant.
Grant get the Lifetime Achievement Award? How you feel about that, Grant?
No, I don't think I'm there yet. I'm more interested in being a conduit for the information
You
I'm more
always
interested in being a conduit for the information anyway. So,
you're a humble man, Grant.
That,
Humble.
which is why everyone loves Grant. So Grant, I apologize. I want to be respectful of your time because I know that you're busy all the time. So tell us what's been going on. I know that we've got some news with recreational shops in Massachusetts, recreational cannabis shops in Massachusetts, and potentially some other items too. So lay it on us.
oh, sure. Well, the breaking news overnight, first reported by Dan Adams from the Boston Globe in his weekly This Week in Weed newsletter that comes out every Saturday. He got a scoop that it was possible that adult use businesses in the Commonwealth were going to reopen for scheduled for May 25th. That scoop overnight today was confirmed by Dan. He has confirmed that on the 25th, pending a Cannabis Control Commission sort of revamp of their operational guidelines in light of the pandemic, which Dan thinks will happen. Adult use will reopen on the 25th for pickup, curbside pickup only, or Dan noted potentially with some kind of capacity restriction. So that'll yet to be seen. I think we're going to find out from Governor Baker after his press conference today if that will indeed be confirmed, although I imagine it is. So.
Okay, that very cool. And do we have any idea of when Governor Baker's doing his press conference?
I believe it's either 11 or 1. He does them daily during the week. So I think it's either 11 a.m. or 1 o'clock.
Okay. Very cool. And so we're looking at, at least if all things go as what we think, how we think they might, we're looking at 1 week from today for recreational shops to potentially have curbside pickup available and be open for business in that manner.
Yes, and that obviously is a big deal because it's not just the adult use retail stores that end up being able to open. It's the whole backbone of the supply chain with cultivation, production. Right now, the only way manufacturers, cultivators, etc., can be open is if they get a special waiver designating their product for sale into the medical cannabis supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine there are a lot of businesses throughout the cannabis supply chain that are going to be looking forward to this announcement today. So.
Um, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know that, and not that I hadn't really talked to any of the businesses, but it just sort of seemed difficult to imagine being able to sort of pivot and establish fiduciary relationships between, let's say a rec cultivation operation and a medicinal dispensary in sort of like real short order. Like it just seemed like that was, I don't know.
Most of them would be pre-existing relationships because a lot of the RMDs are co-located as adult use. But yeah, no, it's a good point. And that whole waiver system would probably have been unworkable for most people anyway. And it was at the discretion of the medical companies, who got the waivers signed. So I think it was more of a stopgap solution that was never intended to operate longer than next week or so anyway. So.
Well, that's excellent news, especially for maybe some of the small to medium size licensed cannabis businesses here in the state who would clearly probably struggle, a bit more than maybe a larger, company with financial backing, or even ones that had been established and potentially had some profit or slush able to carry them through a time of having to be closed. Because certainly the idea of especially for a rec cultivation licensee to have to basically trash an entire harvest, you're talking about 3 to 4 months worth of revenue, that you were expecting, and I can imagine that that's probably very difficult to recover from. So this is great news, and also for businesses that were concerned, maybe even about opening their doors soon, right? That we've got businesses that are getting, every week that are, or potentially every week that are being given permission to open operations. And so I'm sure this is good news for a lot of businesses that were concerned about opening during a time or beginning, operations during a time like this. So that's great. And so Grant, I know you had one other point that you wanted to bring up to us today.
Oh, I think it was just that the regulatory revision for the Cannabis Control Commission is going to be starting over the next couple weeks and months. And so what this means is that the CCC is going to think about updating its regulations for both adult use and medical. Some things that I'm working on personally is I'm working to try to get either the lawmakers or the CCC to develop a new program where all new medical licenses for a period of 2 to 3 years going forward will only be issued to participants in the social equity or economic empowerment programs. The reason for that is dating back to 2012, there has never been a program to engender equitable ownership in the medical cannabis market. So there's never been a social equity program. There's never been an economic empowerment program. And in fact, we don't even have the data as to the ownership of medical cannabis firms, as to the racial and ethnic breakdown of their ownership. But I do not doubt for 1 second that when we do get that data, we'll find that there is a lot more work that needs to be done to fix the iniquity that exists in the racial breakdown of medical cannabis license ownership. So I'm going to be pushing very hard for that exclusivity window to make up for that 6 year or 8 year period where there was no equity in medical cannabis licensing whatsoever.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there was wiggle room this time around to sort of make changes in the prioritization and the way that it's implemented for medicinal, to maybe help out with, the way that things had gone with rec, which was certainly better than no provisions at all for folks like that. But there were definitely some loopholes in there that were taken advantage of by different folks in different groups, which sort of marginalized the effectiveness of the prioritization.
Yeah, what you're talking about is that dating back to the spring of 2018, what happened was the way that the Cannabis Control Commission sets up its priority license review structure is that there's basically 3 tiers. The top tier is called priority review, and that tier is exclusive to medical marijuana dispensaries and economic empowerment applicants. Now, the thing is, economic empowerment applicants, there's 123 of them. 123 of them. They were only able to qualify during a 2 week window in April of 2018 for that status. And so that's the tier one priority. And then the tier two priority is what's called priority review. And this tier is disadvantaged business enterprises and social equity participants. Now, the thing is that the way these tiers of review work is that tier one goes first at every stage of the application process, tier two goes second, and then tier three, which is general applicants, go last. Now, the breakdown that you're talking about in particular occurred when tier one applicants who are medical dispensaries were supposed to, by law, have an operational and dispensing medical marijuana location before they could qualify for that tier one priority. But what happened was that there was a 1 year and 8 month long period during which those medical dispensaries were being allowed to open adult use shops with priority, expedited, basically top tier review without having an operational and dispensing medical location. Now, what happened was that was stopped in the fall of 2019. So that breakdown in the licensing structure is no longer occurring. But during that period, what happened was there were 193 RMD priority licenses granted compared to only 8 or 9 economic empowerment licenses. And so what you're pointing out is that that breakdown in the priority process led to a huge imbalance between these mostly white-owned RMDs, medical dispensaries, basically taking over all of the adult use licenses, whereas equity applicants have very few licenses. So that's actually kind of the insight that I'm driving at with this medical license priority, because it would allow us to rebalance those numbers in a way that is a little bit novel and folks hadn't really thought about. And then the other component of that, and I'm glad you brought this up, is that what's happened as a result of this basically imbalanced license approval process is that a lot of smaller companies are being pushed into very bad financial situations because of the fact that everyone else, these corporate R&Ds are getting licensed ahead of them. And so what folks have been proposing, which I think is a great idea, is actually being put forth by Senator Sonia Chang Diaz through Senate Bill 2650, I believe it is. And this is a social equity loan fund that's being proposed that would actually create state level no interest loans to assist social equity and economic empowerment applicants as they go through the application process so they don't have to rely on predatory finance capital. So those two things together, exclusivity for a 3-year period for medical licenses for equity applicants, combined with the Social Equity Loan Fund, S2650, I think could make a huge difference in the lives of not only equity applicants, but small business owners in general in the cannabis space.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, and so by the way, just for any EE applicants who happen to be, I'm sorry, not EE applicants. So I believe there was a second round of social equity applications opened up, or there was a window there where folks were able to sign up recently for social equity eligibility. And so folks that had met that deadline, if for some reason your application was incomplete, today is the deadline for you to finish any remaining pieces on that so that you can actually be eligible for that social equity eligibility in the state of Massachusetts. So if you know any friends who are actually applying for that, if for any reason they didn't, because you were able to finish the application, but if you needed to upload your IDs or proof of anything, today's the deadline for that. So just for anyone who in Mass that might be concerned about that. Grant, thank you so much for coming on today, and I know how busy you are. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come on and update the audience and keep us abreast of stuff. Folks, definitely follow Grant out on the Young Jurks out on Facebook. That's Jurks with a U in it. And Grant, forgive me because I had taken it down, but I know, remind us verbally of the address for where you're publishing your written articles.
Yeah. So the written articles can be found either at midnightmass.substack.com or they can be found at Dig Boston. So they'll oftentimes appear first at midnightmass.substack.com. And then second, they'll be run in the local weekly Dig Boston. And what I also wanted to mention before I forget, related to the Young Jurks, is that if folks missed it, last week we actually did 2 really awesome episodes. I'll leave a link to them in the comments section now. The first episode was one where Mike and I broke down an interview that Revolutionary Clinic CEO Keith Cooper had done on this pro-cannabis media podcast. And Keith Cooper, for those who don't know, is the CEO of a company in Cambridge who actually sued to try to undermine the nation's first equity priority licensing period for municipal host community agreements. And he sued because he felt that equity period for those most harmed by the drug war should also include medical dispensaries, who are mostly white owned, as we mentioned. So the first episode is Mike and I reviewing that interview. And then the second episode is actually more important, and why I wanted to bring it up before I go. It's an interview with some employees from UFCW Local 1445, which is the United Food and United Food and whatever it may be, safety workers. It's the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 1445. And that is the union that represents some of the employees in medical cannabis, in adult use and medical cannabis dispensaries. And that interview goes in depth on a dispensary called Netta. And some of the employees who had worked with the company as recently as the past year took the time to explain their first-person perspective about some of the workplace safety concerns they have as to some of these dispensaries. So if you have not taken a chance to listen to the employees speaking firsthand about what they've experienced, I really encourage anyone out there listening to do so, because there is a huge unaddressed elephant in the room going on related to the reopening of adult use cannabis, which is that the safety of these employees is oftentimes left to these large companies, some of which are worth billions and billions of dollars, and they're leaving these employees in some cases to be at risk. And that in turn puts the product that they're putting on their shelves at risk. So for anyone who has not taken the time to listen, please, these employees are putting a lot of their own reputation on the line in the industry to bring these concerns forward. I know the regulators are probably listening when they bring them forward, but to the rest of the general public, these employees are very brave and they deserve support. So I wanted to bring that up.
Absolutely, and I actually had seen that interview, and yet when Grant, oh, and you're so good, you already put it up there. Yeah, I also recommend that everyone check those out as well. Grant, do me a favor and message me what your favorite sea animal is, because people have been guessing.
I already did that too.
Oh, you did?
I did that. So I did that as you started the contest, so that you have a record, so that there would be an answer there. So
of course you did, Grant. And by the way, I love your sea animal.
Well, I guess it might be hard, but the reason why I like those animals, and that animal in particular, is I like animals that are smarter than we realize. So.
All right. Just messaging Heather. And very cool. Well, thank you so much, Grant. We really appreciate you joining us.
Hey, what's your favorite animal again, Grant? I forgot.
Well, isn't the contest running?
Nah, I just wanted to see if you was going to answer.
See you there.
I actually was going to leave you guys with a little anecdote that I thought Mr. Dube would like. I was reading a book this morning, The Rise and Fall of the British Empire by Lawrence James.
Okay.
And I got to this section about the origin of the name of the state of Virginia. And I always thought it was an old wives' tale that it was, named after a virgin bride, because I figured it was just named after Queen Victoria.
Okay.
Well, here's the line in the book. The conceit that the American continent was a richly endowed virgin bride awaiting a husband enjoyed considerable usage at this time. It was not just a courtier's knack for flattery that had inspired Raleigh to name the eastern seaboard of North America Virginia in honor of Elizabeth I. A deeper meaning was intended, since Raleigh, in his plea for the occupation of Guinea, had described it as a country that had yet her maidenhead, never sacked, turned, nor rot. The face of the earth hath not been torn, nor the virtue and salt of the soil spent by manicuring. So I found that very interesting, because it turns out that there really was a pun in the origin of the name of Virginia, and I thought you would like that, Michael.
I do like that. And isn't it just like our founding forefathers to sort of insert humor and puns into something as sort of, a huge thing like naming a state, or I don't know. That's an amazing anecdote. I really appreciate that's. Thank you.
Do you know why they did it? It wasn't just to be funny. It was because they were trying to attract coal miners from the Newcastle region of England, and they felt that as a propaganda technique, it would subconsciously draw them to become pilgrims to the new continent.
That's amazing. Grant,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Grant. We hope to see you on Saturday if you're still willing. We know it needs to be a regular decision whether or not you're coming back on this show every time once you've gotten off. So we appreciate that you do keep coming back on. We hope to see you on Saturday and keep up doing all of the amazing work that you're doing out there, Grant. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, guys. Always a pleasure to be with you, and I'm sure we'll talk before Saturday, so have a good one.
Excellent. Bye, Grant.
Have a good one, man.
I enjoyed how for a second there it was like a giant version of my head on the screen. Usually it's a giant version of your head on the screen. Like, see there? Whenever that happens, it's usually you. And not me. So today's contest, by the way, for those of you that have not been paying attention, is that you need to, and I'm glad to see people guessing.
Mike
Scott Winters,
Crawford
Mike Crawford.
guess? What?
Well, Mike was here to see Grant and make sure that he wasn't doing anything.
What's up, Mike? You staying the whole show, or you leave you bouncing?
Well, we have Tonya-san up next, but Mike is guessing. So, yeah. So for today, folks,
Governor Baker's talking at 11. It's already 11. Scott.
He's
Scott.
So, by the way,
Winters.
Scott's an amazing musician.
Who? Scott Winters?
Yeah, I never knew it because he's like an activist in the community. He's a business guy.
Do shows in the winter?
No. Well, he's been going live and he plays drums to He's really good. He's actually really good. You guys should watch him. And his stream is actually really high quality.
Oh,
it looks good. His stream
doesn't
that he
look
does.
like it's cold.
Looks like it's hot, actually. It's hot.
Keep giving them crap. Normally, our super fan is Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, so for everyone,
Scotty Two
make sure that
Winters?
you tag a friend and you guess. And
He said things do still old joke. Way old. You just a hater.
no, it's just that it's like me, like people who say Dube jokes.
You just a hater. Yeah, they stale as hell. You ain't even gonna eat them.
I forgot about it. Oh, they're in that goodie bag. Are there no other things in that goodie bag? Is that empty?
No, there's chocolate in there. And
Oh.
some nasty chips.
You don't like the chips? I'll take some of those chips. Those are good.
Yeah.
Oh, these nasty chips.
Oh, yeah, now you see them.
Oh, yeah. There's none of the other ones. The other ones, I see a bag in it. The blue bag.
Nope, there's no bags in there. All gone.
Tonya, can you lower the volume of the show you're watching? For
Oh,
just a
wow. I can hear myself. I sound hideous.
second? It's okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
fun
I
listening.
sound
It's fun listening to
absolutely
ourselves, though.
hideous.
I
I ain't no hater. I'm 51. Just been hearing them for a long ass time.
am just. I'm looking for. That's interesting.
Amanda said you guys look great on TV.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank
Amanda.
you, Amanda. I'm glad you think I look good.
Are y'all moisturized?
Oh yeah, you know I do my little daily routine.
I'm gonna be like you, watch.
Scott Winter says the chips are stale. Does that remind you of anything? Or you must be talking about my jokes. Ha ha, funny. Scott.
That is pretty good, actually.
That was funny. I never heard that one, Scott. In my 28 years of being alive, I never heard that, Scott.
That's hilarious. That was a good one.
No, it wasn't. Don't gas.
Don't gas him.
Yeah.
You don't encourage him.
Hey, Scott, you 51, my brother. Your jokes is long dusted.
He's 51. Oh, did you say that in the comments?
Mm-hmm. Your stuff is long dusted.
All right. Tonya, I don't suppose your thing goes this way, does it?
Oh.
I want to see if I can fill you up on the screen. Yeah.
Hello.
Let's see if that works.
Singer. Her name is Tonya. And you better not mess with her. 'Cause we gon' do some bad to ya.
Thank you. I love your serenade.
Tonya, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Hello, boys. My guys.
Woody up.
I love you guys so much. You guys know that.
We love you, and we love you. Have a show 3 times a week, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's on I have like a Zoom room party 3 times a week, usually Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And then Sundays, ladies' night. Last night we had
I
ladies'
was eating
night, so it was a good
Pringles.
time. Did a lot of education. We had a lot of fun. So if anybody wants to join, they can go over to www.thewalk4change and sign up for their newsletter and email, and then message me, and I'll send them over the details, and they can come in and party with us. It's fun. You've been there, Dube. You watch us.
I do. You guys are pretty awesome, and I just put up the web address on the screen, and I'm sure somebody's going to put it up in the comments too.
Thank you. Jody's would say, Tonya, I love you, Jody. Hey, girl. Jody, my girl.
Hey, Scott getting a little hostile now.
He is. What's going on?
Scott getting a little hostile in the comments, Tonya. I don't know how I feel about that.
About what?
He over here picking on me. Scott picking on me.
Don't pick on Eric. I'm going to have to come to Massachusetts.
Exactly. You better watch it, Scott.
So, by the way, Tonya, just because somebody's asking, and Scott's a really cool guy, so I think it's all in just good fun. By the way, Rhonda in the comments says hi to you.
Hey. My girls. I love my friends. They're amazing. You guys are all amazing. This community is amazing.
You do have amazing friends. Somebody was asking what today's contest was, and to win today's contest, which is actually these pretty cool CBD gummy things that are in the shape of dice.
Ooh.
And I have to tell you, they're actually so they're full spectrum. So at first I was like, what's that taste? And it's like, because it's full spectrum CBD, which is like kind of rare these days to find stuff that's full spectrum CBD and edibles. So it was actually, they're really cool. And so if you can guess Grant Smith's favorite sea creature, you tag a friend, and then you guess Grant Smith's favorite sea creature, and then you might win these CBD gummies, which are really awesome.
Okay. Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, I have to say, I like our contest stuff, but I don't know. Like, I wonder, like, so Scott the Superfan was thinking that we run contests too much, and he was suggesting that we don't do as many.
Well, Scott ain't here no more, so Scott's thing is irrelevant now.
I think everybody loves your contests every day.
Unfortunately, Scott, if you do happen to watch this, I'm sorry, my brother. We understand you had some serious going on. We get it, but as we gotta move on. That's just the Patriot way. It's the Patriot way. That's all I gotta say, Scott. We love you, but we gotta be like the Patriots, and we gotta move on from Tom.
Move on.
We gotta move on. We love you, Scott, and hope you do well down there in Tampa. But
doesn't Eric look well lit today?
Yeah, he does. He looks good today.
See all angles of this chocolate.
Just that lighting.
You see it? You see it all over, huh?
Yeah, I got it. I got you. I see it. Oh. The ladies are going crazy now.
I see all the hearts. I see all the hearts popping up now.
All the biceps popping out.
It's mostly dudes, though. They was hurting for you.
Wait, what? Me? You talking to?
No.
Tonya.
Dube, what's your tie today?
Today it's it's not like it's called Victor Rolf.
Yeah, Scott, we're not talking about you, Scott.
Victor with a K.
You're not that important to us, my brother. We got a better Scott that come on that's way funnier than you, way younger, look better. So you just a irrelevant Scott.
There's also.
Oh, I know that hurt him. I know when I said that. That's gonna hurt him.
That's trash talking.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
So Scott's like also a fixture in the activist community and stuff. So he's, like I think the first time I saw Scott, he was on the Young Jurks talking with Mike Crawford, about stuff. Scott's a cool dude. But I'm glad you guys are having your. I'm glad you guys are having your thing. Yeah, so I think people are finally starting to guess on that whole contest thing today. But there are some days where I just wonder if we shouldn't.
That hurt. I told you. He said, "Damn, man, why you gotta dig so deep?"
He's crying. You have him crying
My bad,
tears.
Scott. My bad, Scott. I ain't mean to cool you off, my brother.
So Tonya, we're actually using like a film coloring thing on us today. If I took it off, we'd actually be much brighter.
We'd probably be uglier.
But I put a thing on us so that it makes me look like I'm a little tan, right?
Okay.
And then you can still see it. You can't because the camera on the laptop isn't as good as the other one, but people can actually also see all of this stuff back here. You can't. It's just a big bright white light, right?
JT said there's great
Yeah, it's just a blur.
like,
But if you look at the stream while it's going, you can see it. I know you were because you were listening.
Yeah. I
So
always do.
when are you coming to visit?
As soon as this virus shit's over, I'm on the first plane out. When I'm clear, I'm out. I'm to you guys. I'm ready.
But I think they're like, so Massachusetts businesses were like opening back up, I think, today, and I think next week they're going to open recreational cannabis sales again.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
operations. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. So maybe you should come out next week.
I wish I could. I wish it was that easy. I wish I was just like 20 minutes down the road. I'd be driving you guys nuts all the time. But I'm ready to come back. Definitely. I'm ready to see everybody. I don't know. I don't know. I think, I don't know. I feel like there might be a second wave coming. So everybody just needs to be cautious and safe and cleanly and do the right things. You know, wash your damn hands. Keep your hands out of your face, people. I mean, we went over a whole hand washing thing last night on my Zoom. How to wash your hands correctly. And we did it. I did a whole thing about it because people, you think it would be like a thing that everybody knows, but obviously not everybody knows how to wash their hands correctly. So we did that last night.
Well, that's pretty cool. And everyone loves all your videos anyway, so it doesn't really matter what you do. People are going to eat it up.
I just like to have fun. I love to put a smile on people's faces. I love to do education part because I knew nothing about this till 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah, I knew about cannabis and stuff, but how bad it was for you and how it was going to make you a stoner and you weren't going to be a productive member of society and all that bullshit. So, you know, I mean, 3 years ago, my life changed and here I am. Who would have thought, right?
I know, right? Hey, I heard Alaska's Pearson Crosby in the comments says that Alaska is open. So why don't we all just go to Alaska?
Okay. I don't have a passport, though. I don't have to have a passport, do I?
Mm-mm.
It's a part of the United States, isn't it?
It is. Even though it's real close, you can see Russia. According to Sarah Palin, you can see Russia from her house.
Oh, wow. Well, let's go. I bet we can get cheap tickets right now, unless they went back up already because everything's opening back up.
No, I think the tickets are still really cheap, and we can because there'll be a connecting flight, I bet, from somewhere in like Seattle or something, so we can pick up some king crab and bring it with us.
Okay, I never had that before.
And I'm sure there's a few other things that Pearson would like us to bring because there's some stuff. There's some stuff that like they don't really get very often. They have a bunch of other stuff, but then there's a bunch of stuff they don't get very often. George Armstrong is saying that he loves you and your advocacy.
Oh, thanks, George. Thank you. Rhonda says that people that used cannabis were trolls that lived under the bridge and did nothing for society.
Wait, who said that?
That was Rhonda. She's one of my ladies that come into my group. That's what she thought. That's what everybody thinks, you know?
That what?
That were cannabis users or trolls.
Yeah, I seen that. That's kind of mean. I'm kind of offended.
Pearson does say that Alaska has its own currency, though.
It does?
Yeah, I think it's all like baby seal skin. Or like whale blubber or something like that. I think that's the Alaskan currency, right? It's a bartering system.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's the
Oh
U.S.
my
dollar.
gosh, I'm thinking, are you for real? You guys are so gullible sometimes.
They trade foods and stuff. Yo, I got
Dude.
2 dogs here for.
Hey, I'm all about bartering. I love bartering.
I do too. Um. So what's going on in your neck of the woods these days? Other than the pandemic, but is there anything cannabis related going on? What's up?
Ohio is trying to not have edibles. They're trying to take that away. They moved our program from a 90-day supply down to a 45-day supply.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're selling in what is it, tenths instead of eighths.
Tenths?
Yeah, Rhonda can help me out too. She's from Ohio. Ohio's a big mess. Let's see what she was putting. So yeah, it's expensive. People can't afford to use the dispensaries. I mean, cards. My card to get a card in Ohio, it cost me $300 to get my medical card, my medical Ohio cannabis card, and then to renew it every year, it's $150. And I can't even use the dispensaries because it's so expensive. Nobody can. You know, when you're chronically sick for a long time, who has the money to spend $300 on an ounce of cannabis? On, you know what I mean, that's going to last you not very long if you want to make edibles, you know what I mean? Who knows? It's crazy. The prices, they need to come down. We need to be able to grow like you guys can. You know, if we were able to grow, we'd be golden. That's all patients want. We want prices to be right, and we want to be able to grow.
Well, and even here in Massachusetts, you know, prices for medicinal for some people is still too expensive, and so you're supposed to, you know, I think the idea is even just being able to augment, right? Which would be like you grow at home, and then if you don't have enough at home, then you have the ability to go out and like buy some if you need some, right?
Yeah.
And even in Massachusetts, like the amounts are for people who are like really using it for medicine, like for real like heavy duty pain stuff.
You only could buy 1/10 of a gram a day. What?
Rhonda says we can only buy 1/10 of a gram a day.
Isn't that like this much?
Yeah, that's.
Yes, that would last me one joint, one blunt, and I'm done for the day.
No. So you really can't. So an eighth is 3.5 grams, but she's saying 1/10 of a gram.
Yes.
1/10 is like a one hitter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what we get. Welcome to Ohio.
You literally get like 1 or 2 hits. And Scott Winters in the comments is asking, but can you grow in Ohio? Personal grow?
No. We can't grow. We can't do anything. We're not even allowed to smoke flower in Ohio. Did you guys know that?
It's illegal to smoke flower in Ohio?
Yes. You can dry or vape in Ohio, but you're not allowed to smoke.
That's bananas.
Yep.
So why is it like that in Ohio?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's the way they wrote up the laws like that. I get, you know, people are working on it, trying to get it changed and everything, but heck, it's already in place. Why would they change it? You know what I mean? He says 1/10 of an ounce is 2.8 grams. No grow, but they are starting to decriminalize counties in Ohio and cities like Cleveland, I think Toledo, Bill Schmidt and Chad Thompson. They're big advocates here in Ohio, and they've been working on decriminalizing like cities and towns. And I think you can have I can't remember how many ounces you're allowed to have up to, but that's how they're doing it. That's how people are doing it in these cities and towns. But you have to have so many signatures, and you have to have, you know, do all this stuff. It's crazy.
Rhonda is saying that she lives in a decriminalized county. So even though it's not legal, but like they're not chasing down and harassing people over it.
Nope. But here it's not decriminalized, and I'm only Rhonda's in Ohio with me, but she's like 3 hours away from me. Columbus is like 2 hours away from me. Cleveland's like 2 hours away, and I think they're all decrim, but not these little towns and cities and things like that. They're not.
So Rhonda says Rhonda says she can possess up to 199 grams, no time, no fine, which is a little bit similar to Massachusetts because 199 grams is just under 10 ounces, and that's 10 ounces is the limit of possession in Massachusetts, I believe. But medicinal patients are also supposed to be able to have, as much as they actually need for, I want to say, a 60-day medicinal supply, which is usually can be way more than 10 ounces for a lot of people.
Gosh, that would be heaven. That would be heaven. Yeah, she's allowed to have up to that, and I can't have. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, and we're living in the same state.
Scott Winters. Scott Winters commented but you're allowed to smoke a cigarette in Ohio, right? But you're not allowed to smoke a joint, and that's crazy considering that cannabis is legal to some,
And
to some
I'm
extent.
a card holder. I'm a card holder. I have my recommendation. I am a legal Ohio medical cannabis patient, and I can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't even smoke a joint anywhere. I gotta hide. I'd have to hide to smoke.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm sorry that it's like that.
It's not your fault. They just need to get on they need to change these laws, It's not fair in Ohio, like Rhonda said. It's horrible. When Michigan, I can get to Michigan probably in 3 hours. Michigan can grow up to 12 plants. You know what I mean? So that's where a lot of people from Ohio go, believe it or not. Ohio people travel up to Michigan. Yeah, you're not supposed to. Yeah, you're traveling back across state lines, but Michigan is rec and medical, and their prices are cheaper, and I wouldn't recommend anybody to do that at all. Don't do that. But that's what people have had to come down to because they can't afford Ohio. It's either black market or go to Michigan and get your meds.
Well, though, even because in Massachusetts it's 12 plants also, it's supposed to be 6 and 6, 6 in flower, 6 in veg, and that's a 2-adult household. Like, if it's a one adult household, you only get a total of 6, right? 12 plants for your average person growing, especially a newer person, they're probably only going to get an ounce and a half per plant.
I was going to say, most of my plants would be dead. I wouldn't know what I was doing the first time anyway, so...
Right, but even on a normal ongoing basis, your average person who doesn't have a lot of money to put into growing, right, like expensive lights and all this other stuff, they're not going to get much of a harvest per plant. And you're actually now talking about, even if you took the 4.5 or 5 months to finally start making your own medicinal supply, right, having it come out, that only adds up to that's very little. It's very, very little pot.
That wouldn't last me at all. You know what I mean?
It's 2.5 ounces a month.
Yeah.
And for people who are using it for real pain relief, that's just not enough,
I need that. I'm using RSO. That takes a lot to make RSO, so you wouldn't get very much. You wouldn't get very much RSO if you were trying to grow your own, 6 little plants.
Right.
And you only get, like you said, an ounce out of each plant. You're not going to have very much RSO, so you're still going to have to go end up buying it somewhere out of the dispensary for an arm and a leg, or oh God, I don't even want to think about it. The prices.
Right.
It just makes me sick. It makes me sick that these people are getting ripped off. Patients of Ohio are getting ripped off royally. It's horrible. Half-gram carts are I forget, half-gram carts, $80-some, I think it was. $80 or $90-some for a half of a gram.
That's crazy.
And that's dispensary prices. So people okay, so let's say you're a senior and you've never you're a senior citizen, you're got your card. A lot of seniors, believe it or not, are switching to cannabis. You know, seniors are like the up and coming thing with cannabis, believe it or not. You know, these seniors aren't going to want to go to the black market and things like that. They want to go to the dispensaries, but the prices are going to be sticker shocked. They're not going to know how to use anything that's in the dispensary. You know what I mean? And now with the COVID thing, the dispensaries are totally different. I went to a dispensary last week here with a friend, and they don't even have the like the buds or anything. You can't look at anything. You can't do like a sniff jar. You can't do anything. You got to wear your mask, you know, into the dispensary. Nothing's out, so it's a big mess. Am I boring you?
No. So
Are you sure?
no. Pearson in the comments just linked to an article out of the Cleveland News 5 out of Cleveland.
Okay.
How
What's
Ohio medicinal marijuana control program changes the rules for buying marijuana during the COVID outbreak for patients, and he's saying that it's like just crazy changes. You know, like
I'm telling you, they took it down to 45 days instead of 90. And like I said, a tenth a day.
a tenth is, and it. By the way, who came up with like like? There's a reason why it's eighths, quarters, and halves. Like, there's a reason why it's like 2, 4, 8. That
Let me show everybody what a tenth is in a flower.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, I will. Let me get it ready. That way people can really see like how little of medicine it really is. Okay, let me get this ready here.
So, just for those of you out there, a tenth is 2.83 grams, which is so little. Like, a gram is like a decent sized joint. So once you get under that, it's like you're basically they're legally allowing you about a joint a day is what they're allowing you, which is just.
So this is basically 2.8. And after you grind that baby up, that's your medicine for the whole day. That's what you're allowed in Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, no, I know people that go through 10 times that a day, not even for hardcore medicinal needs.
Yep.
And they're perfectly functioning, and you would have no idea that they're, that they're medicated, but they're consuming like 10 times that amount.
Yep. I mean, I take thousands of milligrams a day of THC. And, you know what I mean? I am functioning better now. I mean, I'm doing good, you guys. I just had open heart in January. I'm getting ready to have another open heart. Cannabis is the glue that's keeping me all together. You know, if people don't want to choose to believe that or whatever, I haven't had an infection since I've been home. I've been eating. I've healed my stomach with RSO. I have no feeding tube anymore. I mean, this plant is amazing. That's all I can say. And I am proof. I'm proof. If anybody wants proof, here it is. I've died I don't know how many times and came back like I'm like a cat. So, I mean, this is proof if anybody wants it.
When is your next surgery?
We're trying to get me an appointment scheduled now because each day I'm declining. It's getting harder and harder. So trying to get me back into the cardiologist because I didn't have another appointment until July or August. But they told me with my valve and stuff, I'd probably start declining and to call them when I started noticing any more changes, which I am. So hopefully I'll get my appointment set up and get everything scheduled and I'll be ready to rock and roll. I'm ready. If they said, Tonya, you got open heart next week, I'm ready. I just want to get it over with and get it done and feel good for summer,
Heck yeah, definitely. And so are they going to repair or replace a valve or what's the deal?
I actually have another hole in my mitral valve, so I think they're going to go ahead and replace that. And then my tricuspid valve, which is another valve in there, is it's completely shot. So I'll have 2 replacements this time. So I'll have 3 fake valves in my heart after I'm done. 1 donor and then 2 replacement ones, which I don't know if they're going to be mechanical like pig valves or if they're going to be like a donor valve again. But I'm okay with mechanical valves. It doesn't bother me. You'll just hear me tick. You'll just hear it tick, 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 tick.
Do they make noise? Do they actually make noises?
Yeah. Yeah, the mechanical ones do. Like the pig valve, like the mechanical ones make the actual tick. You can hear it. But my donor valve, because it was from somebody that had passed away or whatever, you can't hear it. But thank you, donor. Thank you, donor.
Heck yeah. Well, and also you're, and I know a lot of people are, but, we definitely want you around forever.
Of course.
So.
I want to be forever. But if they don't do something, I'm afraid something's going to happen. That's why I'm like pushing. You know what I mean? I feel it coming, and I've never been wrong. I've been sick for a really long time. And when I feel something coming, it's coming. So they just need to listen to me and just get me in there and get it done before something major happens again and my kids find me on the floor again,
Is there a way that people can help somehow?
Just follow me, just support me, support my page. Come on and join my page. That gives me more, this is my purpose. This is why I'm still here. My husband tells me that all the time. He's like, Tonya, he looked at me the other day, with tears in his eyes. And my husband's not like emotionally, at all. He's like, you know what? You are here for a freaking reason. You know how many times that, you've almost just been done. And like, there's a reason that you're still here. And I'm like, DJ, this is the reason. I want to save people. I want to tell people the damn truth. I want them to have the option first, not like me. I didn't have any other thing. I didn't have nothing else. Had no other medication that worked. What if this was offered up first? You know what I mean? Let me make the choice. Let the patient make the choice. If they want to go natural or if they want to take the pharmaceuticals, but let it be their choice. Don't push the pharmaceuticals down their throat. And me being a nurse, I should have known better, but I thought I was doing the right thing, just like everybody else. You think you're doing the right thing, that they know best. But
well, in the meantime, like sort of the official medical community starts to slowly catch up, and unfortunately, you were right. You were right before, and a lot of people were before they caught up. Or are in the middle of catching up, right? Somebody was asking if they've talked to you about ketamine infusions.
No, but I'm kind of like, I'm not anti-pharmaceutical. You guys know that because I am on some pharmaceuticals still for my heart and things. I always have to be on it. But ketamine and like, what's that other one that they're using? Kratom, like that stuff makes me nervous. Like I'm not a pill taker anyway, normally, you know what I mean? So cannabis is doing its thing right now. If it gets worse again and things, maybe I'll look into it. But right now I think I'm doing okay, with just the cannabis and my couple prescriptions that I take. Yeah. But thank you.
Well, I know a lot of people, talk about kratom, and I don't know, the stuff I've heard about is that it can be tough on your kidneys and your blood pressure and stuff, so you gotta be careful with it.
Yeah, that's why I never tried it. A lot of people get relief from it, and I guess there's different kinds, like different colors, like greens and red or whatever, but I just was always too nervous to try it. So, I'm good. I'm good with just, my cannabis.
Heck yeah.
Everybody should have that right.
Heck yeah. So when's the next time that you're on air?
I am on tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 7 p.m.
That's awesome, and everyone should...
I forwarded you that thing from Mike Wise, right?
You did.
I'm so excited. I'm so pumped.
So wait, I didn't actually... So I had clicked on his link.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically this guy, Mike Wise, who is going to put on cannabis awards, right? Mm-hmm. So is the deal right now that it's like open for nominations?
It's open for voting, so everybody can go vote. I was nominated for Cannabis Outstanding Patient. I don't know. Mike has been one of my good friends for about almost 3 years. He's a huge advocate. Do you know anything? He works with Rick Simpson. He's in a different country right now. He's not allowed back in the United States for some stuff that had happened with cannabis. He's a huge cannabis advocate. If you don't know anything about Mike Wise, everybody needs to look him up. He's an amazing guy. He ran my story. He's run my story for me. Put it on the Mike Wise show. He used to do a show called the Mike Wise Show. He's been running that for me and I forget. I'll post that today.
I just posted the link you had sent me in the comments, so people should be able to see that in just a minute.
Yeah, I'm just like honored to be like even on that list with those people, you know. So I never even would have thought that I would have been on there. So that's awesome. I'm so glad. I'm excited.
You deserve, at minimum, you deserve an award. But really, you're so awesome, and you do so much good for so many people. You make so many people smile every day that it's the least that people can do is to give you an award.
I hope so. That's what I love to do. I love to make people smile. Eric looks bored as hell. Sorry, Eric, I'm boring you to death.
No, you're not boring me. I promise.
He's over there snoring.
No, I just sit and listen and read the comments.
I know. I'm just pissing with you. You know I love you.
So I appreciate. I don't know. So normally you have Mondays open, huh? Mm-hmm. Can we just kind of make it a regular? Are you willing to just come back on Mondays?
Sure. If you want me to, I will.
I would love for you to.
Hey, make the Mondays much better.
And can I tell you something?
Sure.
In 56 shows, you'll be the first person that we're going to have on as a regular where we just want to like bullshit with you, where it's not like you're not. I mean, we talked about your show and stuff just because you do it, but like, you didn't come on to like promote stuff. You just came to hang out. Like, we didn't have you come on for anything in particular other than just to hang out and talk. And we would love it if you were the first person that would come on the regular to just kind of like hang out with us.
Absolutely. You guys know I'm in. I got you guys 100%.
And we got you too. Yeah. We got you too.
I know you guys do. I love you guys so much, and thanks for having me.
We love you. We'll see you soon, Tonya.
We love.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye, Tonya.
Bye, Eric Martin. I love you, boys. Eric Martin, Mike Dube.
Thank you.
I love you, boys.
Oh, no, wait. Hold on. All right, so first...
What?
Don't go yet. I just realized. Okay, so, right. First of all, we have a winner for today's contest.
Oh, shit. Who is it?
It's Sharon Grace.
Okay.
Sharon has actually picked up the pace over the last couple of weeks. She had been joining us really almost from the start, and she hadn't had very good luck at winning the contest at the beginning. And now in the last couple of weeks, I think this is her third time winning, which just goes to show everyone out there that, like, you can win this. All you got to do is, like, come in the comments and...
Congratulations.
Anyone can win. So, Sharon won, and the good thing is she doesn't... And Ralph from Hempt is going to be really happy to know that we can just hand them to her. He doesn't have to deliver anything.
Is there a tax on those?
What's that?
Eric, is there a tax on those, too?
It's tax on everything.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, Eric decided to keep these.
Yeah, I'm keeping those. Those is good.
Oh, what kind's that? Apple.
They're apple rings.
Oh, nice, guys. Nice. Yum, yum, yum.
500 milligrams.
Let me show you what I got before you go.
Yeah, show us.
Let's see.
You got your apple rings, and I got leafy greens, edibles.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Oh, that's cool.
Cannabis leaf?
So that's gummy style, right?
Looks good.
Yeah, it's about 60 some milligrams.
Oh, nice. And is that chomp? Is that was that lemon flavored?
Hell, I don't know. It tastes good though. I don't care what it tastes like.
As long as it does the job, right?
That's amazing. So, Tonya, can you? I think on Mondays you and Eric should do the thing that we always do, which is that you and Eric should sing
Take
us
the
out.
show out. All right. Wait a minute, guys.
He's eating too. Don't worry, he's eating too.
Okay, we'll eat and sing. I mean, we got this. All right. What do I say again? I forget.
So, do you want to go over the lyrics with her again?
Lyrics with me, Eric.
I forget too sometimes.
So
it's time.
It's the end of the show.
It's time to go. I want to talk to y'all no more. That's the end of the show.
So there's 4 lines, right? This is the end of the show.
Me?
No. So there's 4 lines in general. The 2 of you can sing them together. You could split them up, but the first line is, "It's the end of the show." The second line is, "You know it's time to go." The third line is, "'Cause we don't want to talk to you no mo." And then the fourth line is, what? It's just, and that's it. Peace out. And then you do that's it. Peace out. So it's really 3 lines, but then the extra little thing.
Pearson said, yes, I'm not the only one.
Gotta get warmed up.
No, but hold on, because Pearson brings up a good point, and Pearson has come on with us to just bullshit, but Pearson is going to be a regular on the show too, but Pearson is going to bring on vets all the time. And so I don't want Pearson to feel like he's like that I'm forgetting that he's going to be doing this, because I know no, it's not that at all. It's because Pearson's plan is to bring on like big time veteran activists from all over the country who are doing good from all over the place. Sometimes he might just come on, but Pearson,
awesome.
Just so Pearson knows, because we brought on Pearson and he just like kind of walks around Alaska because we're like, ooh, Alaska, right? Like it's awesome, and amazing, and beautiful, and probably friggin' dangerous. And by the way, there's like no Alaska. It might be dangerous, but Alaska doesn't have many of the things that I hate the most. Like
what?
Like you're more likely to get killed by. You're not going to get killed by a scorpion in Alaska.
Like a moose? Don't they have moose?
Moose aren't going to kill you.
Bullshit.
They're
crazy
huge.
as hell.
No, they're huge. They don't like. They might accidentally kill you, but like moose aren't really gonna.
They're mean. I think. I think they're mean.
And f you up if you get
no.
Close to them, especially if they got children.
So, and by the way, do you know who Pearson is?
Me?
You do you know who Pearson?
Yeah, I've seen him on your show before.
But you didn't. Right? You hadn't heard of him before that?
I don't think so.
So
hell, my brain's like scrambled eggs, guys.
Oh no, for everyone's is. Pearson is like the young version of the most interesting man alive. You know, like that commercial with the beer commercial. It's like the most interesting man alive, right?
Yeah.
Pearson
so I need to meet him.
Pearson is the young version of that guy, and he's real. Like it's not. He's not even fake. Man, that's why when Pearson comes on the show, like he has important stuff to talk about, and then we end up talking about like how he was a competitive power lifter for many years, or how he like went and got hired to go to some other country and ended up being like protection for like just crazy. He's got amazing crazy stories. So I don't want Pearson. I know, because I know if I were Pearson, I'd be sitting there being like, "What are you talking about? The first person to come on and just be regularly scheduled to hang out and bullshit with you guys." It's because Pearson's going to be bringing on people. Like I'm with you, we just get to like we don't even need to like talk about what we're going to talk about, right? You're just going to come on. Pearson has the ability to do that, but Pearson we're going to have to coordinate because he's going to be like, I'm going to bring on a super fancy vet on the show to like talk about awesome vet stuff, right? And so I can't just treat it casually. Like this is Mondays. You're going to make Mondays like a breath of fresh air for us.
Aw, thanks, guys. Heck yeah.
Because it's gonna take off all the pressure. Heather Marie Brown says that she has been chased by a bull moose before.
See, I told you, moose are mean.
And by the way, I've seen a moose in person before. I was driving back from Canada with my dad, and all of a sudden he like slammed on the brakes, and there was a moose just like standing on the side of the road. And back then we didn't have cell phones, or I didn't have a cell phone, but I was trying to like pull out a camera and take a picture of this moose, and be like with a real camera, like a camera. And before I could get it out, the moose literally just sort of like looked at us bored, and then just decided it was gonna like bang a right. Like it was just standing there on the side of the road. It was like, oh, there's like a big line of trees and bushes and stuff. Fuck those trees and bushes, and it just literally like just like casually like do just like it was like felling trees. It was like literally just like knocking over small trees because it was like,
See?
I've decided to go
They're
this
scary.
way, you know. But they don't strike me like a big angry thing, and I'm not sure what Heather Marie Brown possibly could have done in life to make a moose want to chase her.
Mooses
She
are
was
mean.
probably just chilling, and then it was like, "Oh, you want to be on my property, bitch?" And then she probably just was like, and started chasing her. She said it was scary shit. She thought she was a goner.
But and this is the thing. It was interesting because when we were once we saw that moose driving in Maine, the rest of the drive in Maine, my dad was like, "We need to be like very careful," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Because if your car hits a moose, you hit all legs. So like if you hit a deer, you hit like the deer, and the deer it messes your car up, but it's like, you know what I'm saying?" But if it's a moose, you just hit legs, and then the whole moose just like falls onto your hood and into your windshield and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, what a mess!
Yeah,
That'd be
right.
horrible.
And so and a couple of years ago, actually, when I was coming back from the Kind Mind Festival, it was the first time I had met Rick Naya, and I was driving back alone in the middle of the night at high speeds through like mountain roads and stuff in Maine, and just like back roads in Maine. And at some point, I didn't see a moose, but I saw like, at one point I think I saw like 25 or 30 deer. Not all at once. Like, there's a deer, and then like 30 seconds later, like, there's another one. Oh, and there's 3 of them, and there's 2, and there's 1 running across the road, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to totally... And my phone was dead, and I had no GPS, and I didn't know where I was going.
That's Ohio every day.
But I made it.
It's everywhere.
Okay, so we're super psyched. And by the way, I'm super psyched because for some reason the crawl says something like between Cheryl Benedetti. It's like cutting off weird, but I'm gonna fix that. But once I fix that, I'm gonna get to add you in the crawl too, and then you're gonna be like, it's gonna say Tonya's son every Monday, and I'm gonna add Pearson in, and I'm really super excited to add you guys in.
Heck yeah, I'm ready.
And
how exciting, guys.
And can you believe that we've done today's show 56?
That's awesome. Congratulations. You're doing awesome.
In 2 months. I have a feeling like at some point we might be able to set a record.
Killing it.
Not for like total amount of shows. I just mean like total amount of shows in a short amount of time.
You got it. Set the record.
I think we've done over 200 hours worth of shows in the last 2 months.
Wow. It's a lot.
That's a heck of a lot. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not 200. 110. No, it's not so impressive. Sorry. I didn't mean to mess that up. Wah, wah. Sounds stupid. Sounds stupid. Tonya, we really appreciate it. Are you and Eric ready to sing us out?
Thank you. Okay, wait a minute. Wait, guys. Go over the lines again.
So it's the end of we should, you know what, if I know Pearson's still out there, we're gonna have to have a show soon where it's gonna be you and Eric and Pearson all singing us out. So the first line is, it's the end of the show. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk to you no mo. Peace out.
Okay. I'll mess it all up, but let's do it.
Do you need Eric to sing it to you first?
So it always messes
Yeah,
up.
Eric, sing it to me first.
Eric to sing it first. However it goes,
All right,
it goes.
let's do it.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
I'm finna be here all day. And it's the end of the show.
The show.
And it's time
And
for
you got to go. I messed it up.
No. It's great. It's great.
It's the end of the show.
Of the show.
It's time.
We don't want you here no more.
Peace.
So get the hell out.
That was funny.
I love you guys.